over 3,000 years ago, in the heart of a lifeless desert. The ancient Persians achieved something that today still feels like a miracle. They brought water to the desert without pumps, without machines, without electricity, just gravity and genius. In a world where water was the difference between life and death, one civilization dared to defy the desert. They built a network beneath the earth, an underground system that still works today. This is the story of the Qanat, the ancient lifeline of Persia, and why it may just hold the key to our future. The Iranian Plateau is no easy place to live. Scorching summers, little rainfall, and harsh terrain. For early Persian settlers, water wasn't just a luxury. It was survival, but rivers and lakes were scarce. So where did they turn? High in the mountains, where snow melted each spring, water gushed and flowed. But it never made it to the flatlands. It seeped into the ground long before reaching the desert cities. The Persians, however, had an idea. They envisioned a system that could tap into those hidden underground aquifers. What they created was called the Qanat. Imagine this: a mother well dug deep into the earth, often hundreds of meters deep, reaching the water table. Then a long tunnel was carved from this well, sometimes over 50 kilometers, gently sloping down toward cities and villages far away. Every few dozen meters, vertical shafts were dug straight down to allow ventilation, construction access, and maintenance. The beauty of the Qanat was in its simplicity. It used only gravity, no engines, no machinery, just brilliant design and hard labor. It was quite literally water flowing uphill if you measured it from sea level. So how did they build it? Step 1. Find a reliable source of groundwater, often near the foothills of mountains. Step 2. Dig a mother well to reach the water. Step 3. From that point, carve an underground channel that maintains a precise, shallow gradient. Too steep, and the water would rush and collapse the tunnel. Too shallow, and it wouldn't flow at all. It required extraordinary precision, with nothing but rope, wood, and rudimentary measuring tools. They worked in darkness, often in dangerous conditions, digging by hand through earth and rock. The vertical shafts served as access points, light wells, and ventilation shafts. As they moved forward, they removed debris through these shafts. It could take years to complete a single Qanat, but the reward, a permanent flowing source of clean water, even in the middle of a desert. Once the water reached the surface, it transformed the landscape. Where there was once only sand, orchards bloomed. Fields of wheat, barley, grapes, and pomegranates thrived. Villages formed around Qanats. Cities expanded. Trade flourished. Cities like Yazd, Nishapur, and Gonabad became vibrant centers of culture and commerce. Public baths were built, gardens were cultivated, and every household had access to clean, running water. The Persian word for paradise, Paradisa, originally referred to a walled garden fed by Qanats. These gardens symbolized not only beauty, but survival, order, and civilization itself. The Qanat was more than infrastructure, it shaped society. Land ownership often depended on one's rights to water. Families or villages shared maintenance, responsibilities. Elaborate systems of water distribution were developed, using clay channels and time-based water rights. Water was measured in hours, not liters. A farmer might be entitled to 2 hours of water per day. This ensured fairness and sustainability. Even Islamic scholars and poets wrote about the elegance of Qanats. They saw them as a divine gift, a symbol of harmony between humans and nature. Today, one of the oldest functioning Qanats still flows beneath Gonabad, Iran. Over 2,700 years old, it draws water from a well 300 meters deep. It was built during the Achaemenid Empire, long before the Roman aqueducts, before the Great Wall of China. And yet, it still delivers water today. That Qanat is more than ancient engineering. It's a living connection to a civilization that mastered the desert. But the age of the Qanat is under threat. In the 20th century, modern pumps and wells began, drawing groundwater faster than nature could replenish it. Qanats began to dry up, many were abandoned. Others collapsed from neglect, where once communities carefully shared water, now industrial agriculture often overuses it. The consequences? Shrinking aquifers, desertification, and water crises across the Middle East. And yet, the Qanat still offers hope. Its design is sustainable. It preserves the water table. It promotes community cooperation. It doesn't rely on fossil fuels or complex technology. In a world facing climate change and water scarcity, the Qanat may be more relevant than ever. In 2016, UNESCO recognized Iran's Qanats as a World Heritage Site, not just for their historical value, but as a timeless example of sustainable engineering. Over 3,000 years ago, Persian engineers didn't just find a way to survive the desert. They transformed it. The Qanat wasn't just about water. It was about vision, community, resilience. In every tunnel, in every drop, lies a story of ingenuity, of hope, of how ancient wisdom might still guide us into the future. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, give us a like, subscribe for more tales of forgotten history, and share this with someone who believes the past still has something to teach us.